Hey, everybody, this is Eric Diamond, and you're listening to The Mike Wagner Show.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios.
Hi, this is Mia Mosinzia, also known as Mia No Time for Love. Check out my latest book, Missing, available on Amazon.
The Mike Wagner Show, also brought to you by The Sweet Psalmist by Serena Wagner, available on Amazon. Highlight the Book of David.
It's now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, iTunes, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Mike brings you great guests and interesting people from all across the globe. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another great episode of the Mike Wagner Show.
Everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios, brought to you by our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Me and Mosinzia Missing, available on Amazon and paperback and ebook, coming soon, Missing 2 by Me and Mosinzia, double the expense, double the fun. Check it out on Amazon. Also brought to you by A Sweet Psalmist by Serena Wagner, based on the life of King David with 30 exquisite paintings and King David Psalms. Sweet Psalmist by Serena Wagner. Check it out today. Keyword Sweet Psalmist Serena Wagner. And brought to you by Sensei and Swing Eric Diamond with his latest All of Me. New music coming soon. EricDiamondMusic.com. Follow on Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, and more. Make sure you check it out today. We're here with a terrific gentleman who's a New Jersey born, first generation American, spent 10 years before moving to Athens, Alabama. Served as active duty Marines for 5 years and achieved a role of sergeant. Began acting while in Marine Reserve and achieved 30 credits in plays, films, musicals, and also enlisting in various theater troupes. And he has a new book based on what he learned in 20 years of acting, studying the craft, how it can be applied to unlock multiple facets of the selves, and also the owner of TBC Enterprises. Talk about the book, All Your Best Selves, lives, ladies and gentlemen, plus studios, somewhere in beautiful Athens, Alabama. The amazing New Jersey-born, first-generation American, now in Athens with the book, All Your Best Selves, the multi-talented James Rojas-Taylor. James, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Hey, Mike, thank you. It was a great intro. I really appreciate it. Best one I've had so far.
Well, you got a lot to talk about as well, too, and you deserve one as well, James. So you're New Jersey-born, first-generation American, spent 10 years before moving to Athens, Alabama. You served active duty Marines for 5 years, achieving sergeant. You began acting while in the Marine Reserves, achieving 30 credits in plays, films, musicals, enlisting various theater troupes. You have a new book based on what you learned in 20 years of acting, studying the craft, how it can be applied to those that are looking to pursue or other areas of life. Also, owner of TBC Enterprises, helping people be stronger in their abilities and more with the book, All Your Best Selves. Before getting to know that, James, tell us how you first got started.
Actually, this really goes all the way back to the beginning with me, back to 4 years old. When I was 4 years old, my parents took me to midnight mass, and for whatever reason, the concept of eternity just clicked, listening to the priest's words, his kingdom will have no end, and whatnot. And it freaked me out because I realized if there's no end, there could be no middle. If there's no middle, it's the perpetual beginning. So like 4 trillion eons from now, I'll still exist. And though I didn't understand the scope of time, what I did understand was at some point, I would do everything many times over. And what do I do with the rest of eternity once I hit that point? So it was boredom that freaked me out for whatever reason. So I regressed back into my mind, and what I started doing instinctually was treating it like a computer. I started creating programs. My earliest programs were my suits and bubbles. My suits were just different versions of me. So anytime I met someone else, I would actively listen to them and try to draw everything I could mentally and emotionally about them and recreate them as me inside myself. My bubbles were very much like the holodeck in the Star Trek universe. I could be anytime, any place, anywhere. And what I didn't realize at the time, what I essentially did was create a proving ground for myself. So anytime I had any issues or choices I had to make, I could go inside my head, take a version of me, put it in this bubble, and then work it out. And then if I didn't like it, reset, start over, and just keep playing it out before I actually went through it.
So in other words, everything you play in your head just gets put on paper, put on media, and everything like that?
Well, I mean, these were life choices because this was like when I was a kid. It was just how I lived. So if I wanted a cookie, how do I get the cookie? How many different ways? What are the wrong ways from asking my parents for a cookie versus what's the right way? So I would play these different scenarios in my head to figure out, give me the best chance of getting the cookie. And that's just how I lived my life. I wouldn't just randomly walk up and let the moment happen. I took charge of the moment. I made active choices in the moment because I was listening. And that was the key thing I didn't realize is what I was doing was just drawing in the world around me, asking all the questions that I could, and then piecing it together to the best way for me to move forward.
That's interesting. You're making me hungry for a cookie. Now I have to do is ask for it. So
Yeah. Well, again, it's where it connects to too, because my first connection to I guess theater would be in junior high or high school. My freshman year, I was in theater one, but I only lasted 6 weeks. I got kicked out and put into ROTC. And I feel like that kind of helped me get in the Marine Corps because I did 5 years in the Marine after that. But once I got out of the Marine Corps, I came back to North Alabama and I was working at a Lone Star Steakhouse at the time. And I was just a young, dumb honorary Marine, and I was rolling silverware after a shift. And there was two girls over there, and one was talking about her voice lessons and how hard they were. And I was just like, "Give me a break, man! Come on, I'm a Marine. You want to talk about hard? I'll talk to you about hard." And then, for whatever reason, she just snapped up. She popped up and just had this strength of presence. She's like, "Oh yeah, I bet you couldn't do 3 weeks in voice lessons, Soldier Boy." And I was just kind of taken back about how hard she hit me with it. So I'm like, "Oh yeah, no, fine, I'll do it. I'm gonna do 6 weeks just to show you." So I went out and found a voice coach. And honestly, after the first lesson, I kind of forgot about the challenge. It was about the way he handled me, the way he made me sound. It was such a new, unique experience for me. And I was always connected to music via emotions. So it was something different. Well, that got me into a chorus, which got me into a musical, which kind of just snowballed into it. I did 2 years locally in North Alabama. Then went to New York. I moved there and I did 2 more years from 2005, 2007. I racked up some more credits. And it culminated with me writing, performing, and producing my own play, Two Tablespoons of Crazy. And this was in 2007. And what blew a lot of people away was when they found out from the moment I wrote the first line of the play to the moment we had our closing night, only about 5 months had passed. And they're like, "How did you figure out how to do that so quickly? You don't know what you're doing. You don't have a clue about this stuff." And my answer was, that's because I didn't know. There were no boundaries. There were no limitations that said, "Oh, you can't do this. Oh, you need to do that." All I thought about was the next step in front of me. So I just kept taking next step, next step, next step. I kept asking, "What's the next step?" And then that's how I moved forward. Well, that endeavor got me an audition for this film called Hunger in December 2007. And I was doing a scene opposite Lyndon Ashby. He was the guy who played Johnny Cage in the 90 Mortal Kombat film. But he was on camera. I wasn't. And then when the director yelled cut, Lyndon reached over and shook my hand like I pulled his kid out of a fire. And I couldn't figure out why. Yeah, it just blew me away. It took me about 6 weeks. It was well after 2 weeks after the film was done wrapped. And it hit me. It's like because of my lifestyle from age 4, though I wasn't in character as Alex in the moment, I was present in the moment as a human being. When I was reciting my lines, I was giving them to him in a way an actor's supposed to be giving. Most actors, when they're off camera, they're just blah, blah, blahing their lines. And the actor on camera can't give their best performance because acting is about giving. It's about reacting. So when you're giving to your scene partner, you're making their performance better. And I just didn't realize it. But it was that instance that I referred to as my quickening moment when I realized that, because I realized at that moment that this was all teachable. My suits were essentially characters. My bubbles were essentially a form of Stanislavski's magic if. That's when I realized that there was something more to this. And then I progressed on teaching it through the school systems. I did well. Like the teachers were blown away how I was just opening kids up who were introverted and shy, who were now center stage, just rocking out everything they could. And the tools and techniques, I was just teaching them. But the problem was I wasn't getting paid for it. When that year ended, the superintendent called me back up and he was like, "You're doing a great job. Teachers have nothing but great praises for you. I want you to pick up 2 more schools and a couple more classes, but we still can't pay you." And I'm like, at that point,
oh man,
yeah, I'm like, "I can't do it, man. I'm sorry. I gave you a whole year. I gave you 15 hours a week for a whole year, and I can't keep doing it for free." So I
right.
break that. Yeah. And then my next endeavor there was writing the book, All Your Best Selves. And I
Okay.
still, honestly, even when I wrote the book, I didn't understand what I had. Flash forward to now, the podcasting, and it happened quick. Because the thing is, I never had anybody to talk to about it. Because my people don't talk to me about this because they're not interested in it. But once I started podcasting and talking about it, within like maybe 3 to 5 episodes, I realized what I'm really talking about with these tools and techniques is mental and emotional literacy with the addition of emotions as a sixth sense. So all of these tools and techniques basically were created by masters in their fields. And those masters just happened, their marble that they worked on just happened to be the human mind and emotions. So they created the chisels, the scrapers, the polishers, all the tools and techniques you need to shape the human mind and emotions. So what I'm saying is, well, we don't have a mind and emotions for the stage and one for real life. So why aren't we using these tools and techniques for everyone? Like our ability to teach, because we teach actors how to feel real emotions in imaginary circumstances, emotional regulation. Why aren't we teaching that to kids in elementary school so that by the time they hit adolescence, they're not getting ravaged by emotions because, hey, they know how to use them now? Or like listening and communicating. These are things that are taught. We're taught multiple ways to listen in acting. And if I could, I just want to give you one system real quick right off the bat. This is called the Stanislavski system. And the reason this system is important is because this is the dude who changed acting. If you look at about the 2,500 years of Western acting back to the Greeks to now, the first 2,100 years is what people think acting is: masking, representation, pretending. It changed the 300 years following that era. The Victorian Shakespearean era went to realism, naturalism. But when Stanislavski came along in the 1900s, he made it philosophical. Um, this system he has, it's essentially it's to break down a moment. For my character, it's to break it down and ground me in the moment so I can give the best performance I can, so I can live truthfully in imaginary circumstances. Now, I want you to think of this like how a submarine uses sonar. When a submarine's underwater, it can't see anything. So it shoots out a ping. That ping bounces off other subs, whales, the ground, surface vessels, and it gives the ship the information it needs to make the best choices. Well, this system is 7 questions. And what I'm saying is if you can take these 7 questions, and when you hear them, you'll see these are life questions. They can ground you because we talk about character all the time in life. You know, you got to build your character. What makes strong character? Ground that personal character with these questions. Number one.
And what are the questions, by the way? We'll find out one in a minute with James Rojas-Taylor in the book, All Your Best Selves. But first, listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by SonicWeb Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget, SonicWeb Studios is the answer. SonicWeb Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition rate. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. It's 1-800-303-3960 or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor, the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson-Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you love Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is illusion and those who love me to first go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Molson-Zia has garnered great reviews and even loved and endorsed by Howard celebrities, including Joan Cassie, Forrest Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today for it goes Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon. Coming soon, Missing 2 by Mia Molson-Zia, double the suspense, double the fun. Check it out on Amazon. Also brought to you by Sweet Psalmist by Serena Wagner, based on the life of David, including 30 exquisite paintings and King David Psalms. The Sweet Psalmist gives a new perspective of David through the Psalms he wrote, and it's time of shepherd where it started, and complicate your turbulent relationship with King Saul. It's story of love, betrayal, repentance, hope, and more. Check out The Sweet Psalmist by Serena Wagner on Amazon. Keyword Sweet Psalmist Serena Wagner. And brought to you by Sensei of Swing, Eric Diamond, with the latest All of Me, featuring the title track, I've Got a New Heartache, Bring Me Sunshine, and more. Eric's a multi-award winning artist, inducted in numerous Hall of Fames, Entertainer Album of the Year, and will be releasing a new CD soon. Check out the amazing Eric Diamond at ericdiamondmusic.com. Follow on Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, and more. Also, check out the Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com. 40 podcast platforms, 100 countries. Take us with you on any mobile device. And for great gift ideas, be sure to check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast on Amazon. T-shirts, pop sockets, throw pillows, tote bags, hoodies. Makes great gifts 24/7. Go to Amazon.com. Check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. And for more great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com/Mia Molson-Zia for great books like Missing, other merchandise, and more. Amazon.com, Mia Molson-Zia. I'll support the Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM, PayPal, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. We're here with amazing author, New Jersey born, first generation American, James Rojas-Taylor, here on the Mike Wagner Show. And before we get to those 7 questions, I forgot to ask you, tell us about your journey going from New Jersey over to Athens.
Well, it happened so young. It was a culture shock, absolutely, because I was in an urban part of Jersey, because Jersey is very diverse as well. If you go to the north, very farmlands, down south, pine barrens. I was more in the city area in Monmouth County, And when I grew up there, I was just a Jersey kid, man. Everything was just, quick, fast, didn't, no BS anywhere. And then when I moved to Alabama, it was just, and it's not that it was BS, it was just slow, like Andy Griffith, because this was back like in the 1980s. So it was mostly like,
Yes, I remember. I'm watching a show. Everything's just slow down to a T here. Even if you I don't know, ask the officer for something, they'll take their time. So
yeah, nobody had any sense of, and I don't mean it as a disrespectful way in any way, shape, or form. It's just describing it. There was just no sense of urgency. Like they didn't need it. They were content living the way they were, and they were happy. It wasn't chaos or mayhem. It was just slow. So that was the culture shock for me, was just having to learn how to slow down. So yeah, that was different. And I had to regrow my friend group. I mean, I never had a big friend group. I've always been very solitary. But even then, it was a change because I did have a few friends there that I left behind, and then now I had to restart again.
hmm
But it was fun.
right. And of course, you're having fun with it too. You get into theater and everything else. That's just the one thing. And who are some of your other favorite actors that are growing up? Forgot to ask you on that one.
Oh, definitely he's passed now, but Philip Seymour Hoffman was hands down one of my favorite actors because he's a chameleon. The way he just transformed into all these different roles, like it's kind of like if you see an actor play a gay role, they have one shot, and that's what they have to do every time. But if you look at Philip Seymour Hoffman, from Capote to Flawless to Boogie Nights, all three with a gay character, but they were completely different human beings. And because he does the work, and that's what it's about. Most actors won't do the work. They memorize the lines, regurgitate their lines, and just have a good time. There's character actors who really just submerge themselves in the role, fill out all the questions, try to step into all these different roles and really become them. And that's when you see stuff like that. Like Hank Azaria is another one. He's brilliant. But it's generally the guy in the background. It's not the top billing actors. It's the one second or third bill.
Right. It makes you think of Robert Buscemi as well, too, with those really messed up teeth and everything. And if he had the teeth straightened out, he'd lose all those roles. He's already making close to seven figures just having crooked teeth. Or Jackie Gleason, he was a serious method actor. And, once he lost weight, his fans pretty much just went bye-bye. They're used to, them really heavy set Jackie Gleason. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
like
one method actor himself.
it's crazy how fans will feel betrayed over something like that. It's just like dude's trying to get healthy and you cut him loose. It's crazy. But
Right. Yeah. And of course, you based it on method acting as well, too. And how's this method acting, compared to what you do? And of course, the 7 questions as well. We're going to get to that part.
Actually, it's not method acting. Method acting is derived from this. This came from Russia in the 1900s. Method acting is an American form of acting. That happened in the 1930s with the group theater. Lee Strasberg was predominant with that. But the issue with method acting is when it was being born in the 1930s, they only had access to one of Stanislavski's 3 books. So they didn't have all the information. And 2, their use of emotional recall wasn't good. That's always been one of the big hindrances with method acting in the beginning, because it's kind of like if you experience trauma in your life, go back into that trauma and use it for the stage. And it's like, no, that's crazy unhealthy. You don't want to do that. Stella Adler, who was with the group theater at the time, she recognized that. So she went to Paris, where Stanislavski was at the time, and started training with him. And together they came up with the idea that, no, it's better to go to the imaginative, because number one, you can never have enough life experiences that can compare to your imagination. So go to the imaginative, create a trauma that you've never experienced. That way it's not damaging you. So that's where this system comes from. So it's method acting is derived from it, but it's not attached to it.
And I think you also have the 7 questions you're going to ask as well, too.
Yes. These are 7 questions. Like I said, the purpose of these 7 questions is to ground you in the moment. Number 1, who am I? This is the moment in relation to you. Number 2, where am I? This is the moment in relation to the environment. Number 3, when is it? This is the moment in relation to time. Number 4, what do I want? This is the moment in relation to purpose. Number 5, why do I want it? This is the moment in relation to desire. Number 6, how do I get it? This is the moment in relation to action. And number 7, what's in my way? This is the moment in relation to obstacles. So basically, this information is allowing you to move forward in a better position than you were without it. It's because you're asking these questions. Because most people, I ask them, well, what do you want? I don't know, never thought about it. Why do you deserve it if you don't even know what it is? What's in your way? How do you get it? You got to come up with these things because people don't like it. It's easier to do nothing, and most people like doing easy. But you got to come up with a plan to move forward. You can't just hope, you're going to score a lottery ticket and make it easy. So it's like these questions allow you, and that's why I say it's mental and emotional literacy because it's allowing you to think. Because if you consider that the human brain is the most powerful supercomputer known to mankind, what's the operating system? What's the Windows 11? What's the Linux? What's the iOS? What I'm saying is that these Stanislavski, Meisner, Stella Adler, Uta Hagen, they created accidentally a basic operating system for the human mind and emotions that allows the user to interface their mind and emotions in a way they never have before.
Okay. And also, this can be applied to adults who are not going to acting. It can apply to work. It can also apply to business. It can apply to just about everything and anything.
It does apply to everything and anything because everything we do, we use our mind and emotions. Like emotional regulation is something that's very important. Like in a business meeting, if you emotionally give away, it's like playing cards. It's a tell. If they say something and you give away something emotionally, like a gasp or something, you can, lose your spot in the negotiations. Or to that fact, in my book, I can break down the it factor. Like, have you heard of the it factor, right?
Yes. And go ahead with it for our viewers and listeners.
The it factor is basically some mysterious thing that's out there that people see and they just notice that he's celebrity. Oh, he has the it factor. I don't know what it is, but there's something about him. He just has it. And to me, it's like to give literacy to something that like that now allows anyone who's in like entertainment, anyone's in negotiations and business to turn it on and off. And it's much better to be there with passion and desire instead of just being like, oh, I don't know what to do, and I'm just, if you put on that it factor, it allows you to exude something that people are going to gravitate towards. And I'm not saying that this list that I'm about to present is absolute. All I'm saying is that these are 5 skills that are learnable. That you take these 5 skills, you put them together in the moment, you will exude the it factor. Enough
And
for
what are
any.
those skills?
Number 1 is active listening, the ability to truly engage in a conversation with someone. This makes people feel interesting and valued, thus liking having you around. Number 2, charm, sometimes called charisma or magnetism. This is the ability to draw people to you. Your core attraction may be your passion, your intelligence, or something else, but the important thing is that you display it with an easy confidence, no arrogance. Instead, when people look to you, they feel like you elevate them. Number 3 is intensity. This is the ability to exercise force of presence. Whatever you bring it hard. You don't need to dominate, but when you speak, you just can't be ignored. Generosity. You're so self-confident, so present in the moment that you look for ways to give to others. And number 5, poise. It's another term that's something used mysteriously, but it's simply the ability to use nonverbal communication, posture, gesture, expression to do work for you. So I'm saying if you learn these 5 individual skills, put them together, whenever you need it, you can turn that it factor on. So if you're in a public speaking event, instead of people drifting off or looking at their phones, now they're connected to you because you have something to draw them to. You become a beacon. So it's like giving this literacy will change how we live our lives.
And how much does body language also imply it as well? To use vocal techniques, you also use the skill set and everything else, the little gestures. How about body language? How much does factor into that?
Oh, very much so. There's 2 different main schools of acting. There's inside out acting and outside in. Stanislavski is inside out. That's where you build from the inside of your character and work to the external. Outside in is when you work from the externals and build in. Now, Vuzvald Meyerhold, he was another Russian at the time of Stanislavski. He was an outside in actor. He's very much about using your biomechanics. Sanford Meisner is also a prominent one. I put his exercises in the book. He has the Meisner technique of repetition. And it's simply like if we were doing the repetition exercise, I would be like, you're wearing a sweatshirt. And you would repeat, I'm wearing a sweatshirt. You're wearing a sweatshirt. I'm wearing a sweatshirt. It sounds nonsensical.
In this case, sort of here, but it looks like it.
But it's like the point is to take your mind off the words, focus on the external, focus on their behavior so you can learn how to read behavior because that's where the external is, working from the outside. So if you understand how to read behavior, again, if you're in a negotiating meeting, if someone's going to give away something, that's the ability to read behavior because people give it away. If you can't read behavior, it didn't help you. So learning these things is learning how other human beings behave and act. And it also, I really feel like this will change a lot because in the process of doing this, like if we put this in the school systems and start, if we teach this along with reading and writing and, just mental and emotional literacy, we're going to grow empathy because we'll be putting people inside other people's heads. So instead of just seeing people as toss-awayable, now we'll be able to see, no, I can see how I connect to this person. So I feel like it will change the world in a very positive way in that respect.
Mm-hmm. And do you think this is going to continue as well, too? Like, say, if you were to get paid, teaching this, do you think that's going to be teachable or maybe have it passed down but to generations and others to teach?
Absolutely. Like that's what makes it so important to me is that it is teachable because in the book, the way I break it down, I refer to as the intangible toolbox. It's what actors work with. It's something that we break apart the mind and emotions to get all our bits and pieces in there. But the fact that it is all teachable is what makes it important because now if we can pass it on to little ones, we can pass it on to adults. That's what invokes the change. And it's all about just showing them how these tools work because that's really what it is. It's just a complex set of tools and techniques. So once you learn the tools and techniques, you can build yourself into any direction you want. So you can grow in the direction of your dreams.
Mm-hmm. And of course, there's more to the book as well with James Rojas-Taylor and All Your Best Selves. We'll get more of that just 1 minute. You listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios, brought to you by official sponsor of The Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Me Wilson's Missing, and The Sweet Psalmist by Serena Wagner, based on the life of David, 30 exquisite paintings, King David Psalms, Amazon.com, keyword Sweet Psalmist Serena Wagner, and the Sensei Swing, Eric Diamond with All of Me, eric.music.com, YouTube, Spotify, and more. Back with the multi-talent author James Rojas Jr. Taylor after this timeout.
Hey, everybody, this is Eric Diamond, and you're listening to The Mike Wagner Show.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention The Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hi, I'm Burl Barer, legendary American author, and I'm here to tell you about Missing, the new mystery suspense novel by Mian Mosensia. It's really a good book. Very surprising. Never a metaphor I didn't like, especially in this book. Here you have a main character whose life has been filled with despair. His wife died in 9/11. His young daughter died of a rare disease. He's not a happy camper. What does he do for a living? He's a physical fitness trainer. When somebody hardly knows, somebody he's never met, he only has encountered them on an internet chat line, goes missing. This is his journey. He's going to go rescue them. This is his search for redemption, his search for his own personal promised land. He couldn't do anything about the death of his wife, the death of his child, but maybe he can rescue this woman he's never met. That is, if she exists. Missing by Mian Mosensia, international in scope, vastly entertaining, full of surprises. I suggest you get it, either paperback or an electronic edition for your Kindle. Missing by Mian Mosensia.
Hey, everybody, this is Eric Diamond. You're listening to The Mike Wagner Show. You can check out our music and know all about us at www.ericdiamondmusic.com. Follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, TikTok. You can friend me on Facebook. You can follow me on Facebook, and you can even buy both of my albums off of Facebook. Just get a hold of me on the Facebook Messenger. We have them available in CD or thumb drive. Thank you so much, and hope you have a great day.
The Mike Wagner Show is brought to you by Serena Wagner's book, The Sweet Psalmist, now available on Amazon. This book includes 30 exquisite paintings by well-known and unknown painters and King David Psalms. The Sweet Psalmist gives us a new perspective on his life in this book. Through the Psalms he wrote, his time as a shepherd in the field is where the book starts, and it goes on to describe his complicated and turbulent relationship with King Saul as well as other events. It's a story of love, betrayal, repentance, and more. It also offers advice on approaching God and living a life that pleases him. Check out the book, The Sweet Psalmist by Serena Wagner, now available on Amazon. Keywords, Sweet Psalmist, Serena Wagner.
Hey, this is Ray Powers, and boy, are you in luck. Right place, right time. Tuned in to The Mike Wagner Show. You heard me.
We're back with author James Rojas-Taylor of All Your Best Selves here on The Mike Wagner Show. And, just a couple of things. What else do you want people to get from the book?
Well, I think the best thing is to learn how to, because the whole point of the book, well, not the whole point, but a major point of the book is to go against the notion of being my best self. Because you hear that a lot. I'm going to be my best self. But I'm making the argument that there's no version of you, no matter how good it is, that's going to fit for every circumstance. So essentially what I did was by creating all these different versions, all these suits, I created a whole wardrobe of selves that I can step in and out of. So instead of expecting the circumstances to change for me, I change for the circumstances to pick the best version of me for those circumstances. So it's about changing your mindset instead of being static, being fluid. So don't think the world has to change for me. No, it's more effective if I change for the world because I'm not wasting time. I'm not forcing the world to do what I want. So it's about taking control of your life. Because here's one thing that most people forget. If you look at the world right now, think tanks, the 1%, politicians, the people in power, they're basically spending billions upon billions of dollars a year to understand how we think, behave, act as human beings so they can influence how we buy, how we vote, so we can do what they want. The only reason they can do that is because we don't have mental and emotional literacy. The same way as if you can't read or write and someone hands you a contract, how do you know what they're saying? Once we gain mental and emotional literacy as a people, we negate all the billions of dollars that they do because they can't control us anymore because now we see it coming. We can read it. So I think those two factors right there are really what I want to promote with the book.
And I think that's a great idea as well, too. Where can we get the book at? And what's your website to get it?
The book right now is only on sale at Amazon.com. You can get a Kindle version digital or a physical paperback copy. My website is www.tbcenterprises.com. That's TBC like Tango Bravo Charlie. And my social media handle is Soy Candy. I have a YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Blue Sky, and LinkedIn. So that's pretty much how you reach out to me.
Okay, well, certainly check that out. We're here with the author, James Rojas-Taylor of All Your Best Selves here on the Mike Wagner Show, and that'll be your best self. We got a few more things for you, James. What else can we expect in 2025 and beyond?
Right now, I'm working on a course. I'm trying to create, because like I said, I've been fiddling with this idea, but I've been doing it on the side. It's been a side hustle because of surviving with life. But my next step right now is to create some sort of masterclass with this idea so I can put a course online and promote it there, and speaking engagements as well. I've been trying to break into speaking engagements because, like I said, my main goal right now is to get the word out because this is knowledge that we need. I shouldn't be the one holding it.
And knowledge is power indeed as well. So who do you consider biggest influence in your career?
Oh, wow. Because it's hard for me to say because it's not that there's one person that's the biggest influence. It's my lifestyle. I absorb everyone. So in their own right, everyone is such an influence on me because I wouldn't be me without all of them. And that's one thing people hit me a lot. It's like, if I have all these different versions of me, which one is me? And I'm like, that's the wrong way you're looking at it, brother. I'm the amalgamation of all of them. I'm the sum total of them all because they're not facades like a sociopath or psychopath. They put on masks. They pretend. No, I experience these truthfully and fully and grow them. So they're a part of me. I can exist in these because I took the time, where most people don't. They just put on a mask. It's like code switching. Code switching is the light version of it.
Code switching. I've never heard that term before. I have to put that in my vocabulary there.
Yeah, code switching, it's basically, it's like if you have a kid from an urban environment and he gets a job like at a golf course, they'll change their personality to be more fluent to fit the golf course environment. And it's a linguistic term where it initially came in, but it moved into the cultural arena. And code switching is what it's called.
Okay. All right. And that's good to know as well. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
I would say be curious. I mean, be careful because curiosity killed the cat. But you got to be curious because the more you draw in, the more you become, the more you know. Because I'm a firm believer that free will is a learned and developed skill. The more you draw in, the more you can do. So you got to be curious. If you're not curious, you're just cheating yourself.
And that's a really good point as well. We're here with author James Rojas-Taylor of All Your Best Selves here on the Mike Wagner Show. James, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic. Learned a lot. Looking forward to having you soon. Keep us up to date. Keep in touch. Live have you back. And once again, what's your website? How do people contact you? Where can people purchase or check out your book?
Again, Amazon.com is where you can get my book, All Your Best Selves, paperback or Kindle. My website is www.tbcenterprises.com. That's TBC like Tango Bravo Charlie. And my social media handle is Soy Candy. You can find me on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and Blue Sky.
And we'll certainly check that out as well. Once again, James, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to having you soon. Keep us up to date. Keep in touch. Glad to have you back. We wish you all best. And James, you definitely have a great future ahead of you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mike.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hey everybody, this is Eric Diamond. You're listening to the Mike Wagner Show. You can check out our music and know all about us at www.ericdiamondmusic.com. Follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, TikTok. You can friend me on Facebook. You can follow me on Facebook, and you can even buy both of my albums off of Facebook. Just get a hold of me on the Facebook Messenger. We have them available in CD or thumb drive. Thank you so much and hope you have a great day.
Hi, I'm Burl Bear, legendary American author, and I'm here to tell you about Missing, the new mystery suspense novel by Mian Mosensia. It's really a good book. Very surprising. Never metaphor I didn't like, especially in this book. Here you have a main character whose life has been filled with despair. His wife died in 9/11. His young daughter died of a rare disease. He's not a happy camper. What does he do for a living? He's a physical fitness trainer. When somebody hardly knows, somebody he's never met, he only has encountered them on an internet chat line, goes missing. This is his journey. He's going to go rescue them. This is his search for redemption, his search for his own personal promised land. He couldn't do anything about the death of his wife, the death of his child, but maybe he can rescue this woman he's never met. That is, if she exists. Missing by Mian Mosensia, international in scope, vastly entertaining, full of surprises. I suggest you get it, either paperback or an electronic edition for your Kindle. Missing by Mian Mosensia.
The Mike Wagner Show is brought to you by Serena Wagner's book, The Sweet Psalmist, now available on Amazon. This book includes 30 exquisite paintings by well-known and unknown painters and King David Psalms. The Sweet Psalmist gives us a new perspective on his life in this book. Through the Psalms he wrote, his time as a shepherd in the field is where the book starts, and it goes on to describe his complicated and turbulent relationship with King Saul as well as other events. It's a story of love, betrayal, repentance, and more. It also offers advice on approaching God and living a life that pleases him. Check out the book, The Sweet Psalmist by Serena Wagner, now available on Amazon. Keywords, Sweet Psalmist, Serena Wagner.
Thanks for listening to the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Please support our program with your donations at themikewagnershow.com. Join us again next time for another great episode of The Mike Wagner Show.